I'm not gonna lie, I'm very introverted. I'm very shy. The first time I meet someone, I get this like feeling that I'm not like funny enough. I'm not exciting enough. I'm just kind of scared that people will be disappointed with who I am. That's usually the reason why I can't like ask someone out. I feel like the moment I hang out with them, they'll discover how boring I am. And I realize this overthinking that I have every time before I hang out with someone, I realize that I'm just overthinking. It's like this imagination that I create in my head that's not even true. If people don't want to hang out with you, they're not going to respond to your texts. They're not going to read your messages as well. Because to be honest, everyone knows what's going on. When you send them a text, they get the notification. They know that you texted them, but they don't answer you right away because maybe they need time to think. But they can most of the time see what you send them, like the text that you sent, maybe asking them, hey, you want to go grab a coffee sometimes? They can see it. And if they want to respond and they want to hang out with you as well, they'll reciprocate that energy. But if they don't want to, they're not going to answer you. And that itself is also an answer. The silence that you get is also an answer. I still kind of struggle with it, but like most of the time, I have difficulty asking someone to hang out with me. Unless that I'm like very interested in knowing them, I don't do it. I think I'm just scared of this rejection that I'll get maybe, and then I'll just be disappointed and I'll be scared to ever ask anyone out again, you know? I think my past self of always like pleasing other people is still somewhere there. Like it's not completely gone because I might be having fun, but like in the back of my head, I'm just kind of like thinking, what if they find me boring? I feel like we romanticize so much in silence. We build this entire relationship in our heads with someone who has no idea. But to be real, you're not asking them to marry you. You're not making like this grand life-altering declaration. You're just asking, hey, I want to know you better. I think you're interesting. You know, I'd like to hang out, go grab a coffee with you, maybe talk about things, how you grew up, or I just want to get to know the person that you are. And you're asking that, like it's not even a big deal. And you know what? Sometimes they won't feel the same. They'll say no, but at least you gave it a try. You know what I mean? Like at least you know what happened because you asked. You gave it a shot. You did your part. You lived instead of imagining. And that's what's important. I don't know. I feel like some people might be waiting for this perfect timing, but to break it to you, like there's no perfect timing. There's just now. There's just you. There's just them. You know, there's a small window of opportunity that closes in a little more every day. You know, they'll just move. They'll meet someone else. You'll both go on living lives that could have crossed more deeply but didn't. So just ask them out. Send a text, write a note, make the call. Just do whatever it takes to reach out to them because do you just want to regret it? I feel like the worst thing that can happen is regretting. At least when you try something and you fail, you know what's going on. You know, if it does work out, if it doesn't work out, if the person that you hang out with doesn't get along with you, if you guys don't have any chemistry, you'll find out. But when you overthink about things that didn't even happen yet and you just kind of like overanalyzed it and you never made it happen, it might not hit you temporarily, but later on you'll feel it. You'll always be wondering like, what if, you know, what if I got to know them better? What if I just sent them that simple text saying, hey, you want to hang out? You want to go grab a lunch? If you have someone that you're really interested in, if you have someone that you want to get to know better, now's your only chance. The world moves so quick. You never know what's going to happen. Nothing's guaranteed. This person might be taken later on. They might lose interest in you. They might forget about you. You might not get the chance again. You might not get the opportunity. The perfect time is now. Don't be scared of the rejection. I feel like that's the best thing that can happen. That can teach you so many things. The more that happens, the more you'll be able to like move on quickly and be able to like regulate your feelings. You would have more confidence in asking someone out. You'll have more experience doing it. Like it's one of those things that you can't just learn from thinking. You need to like experience it. You need to experience how painful it is. You need to learn the lesson that way sometimes. If they reject you, then be sad for a bit and then move on. Stop trying to avoid the feeling of discomfort. Embrace it. I feel like that's just the best way to go about it. Confronting and just embracing the whole thing. Your world is not going to end because of this. And most of the time, people appreciate it when you initiate the hangout because they also know how difficult it is to initiate something like that. A lot of people are aware of the difficulty of asking someone out, and that will also make them want to give it a try. I recently met up with this like YouTuber that I enjoyed watching every now and then, and I initiated the hangout, you know? Like I'm so glad that I got to like have lunch and get to know each other. Like in my mind, I thought of many different scenarios. Like maybe I'll be too boring, you know? Like maybe we won't get along, but you know, we had a great time. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like building a long-term friendship or relationship is a very difficult thing, especially when you're an adult. So you need to be willing to put those effort and time. But those things can only happen when you put it into action. Ask people to hang out. Just say, hey, I want to be your friend. You know what I mean? It's not a shameful thing. It's not embarrassing. Being straightforward and direct can sometimes make it easy for other people to connect with you as well. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that real quick. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.